What's going on? This is the comments section number 42. All right, I've got all kinds of comments that I've been stacking up, and some of them are from videos that were a month ago, weeks ago, type of thing. So we're just gonna get into it, and hopefully I remember what's going on and what they're pertaining to. So first up, Mark Brun 3943. What's going on? Hart, Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin, Can You Center Honors, right? Remember this video. You're a 1% in the choir comment out of hundreds of reactions. Okay, I am probably 1% in the majority of reactions, I would say, and probably a lot of people that follow me or are on the channel regularly, right? Because I don't, if there's something that I hear or that I don't like or whatever, I'm not going to say that I like it because you want to hear that. It's what if I feel a certain way, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to, that's just what it is. Right? That's why I really need to get one of those unnecessarily harsh shirts. I really need to get one. So that's what it is, unnecessarily harsh. But I think that what this comment is referring to is on this song, this performance, I felt like the choir, when it came in, it was overpowering Ann Wilson. It was just kind of a lot. And it was to me, it was like, Ann Wilson is incredible, right? She's got an incredible voice, and it was just kind of just too much. All I'm saying, I'm not saying don't have the choir there. I'm saying dial it back, like take your volume and just so that she can cut through, because I didn't feel like she was cutting through at that point. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what I was talking about. I think. So there's that. So, and other people can have their opinions. That's fine. That's what I think. So, cool. All right, up next, Robert Vien, 5693. What's going on? Musician reacts, Stevie Ray Vaughan sound check. This is a super old video. You have nice teeth for a dirty hippie. Wow. Yes. Never had braces. Never. Incredible, right? Yeah. So I'd like to keep it that way. Am I a dirty hippie? I wouldn't say that I'm dirty, but dirty hippie, yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm a lot of things. Hippie may be one of them. I mean, there are a lot of ways where I'm not a hippie. Okay, so it kind of, it's what it is. What's your definition? Okay, all right. Up next, I picked that because I thought it was funny. Anyways, George Strait, Amarillo by Morning. Astrodome, Watchdog USA 8973. Oh boy. What's going on? So, it's hard to imagine that someone who knows so little about music can call themselves a musician or a music lover. Oh, this is one of those comments. Also, how could anyone who lives in the United States who is involved in any type of music not know the name George Strait? I did not say I did not know the name George Strait. Definitely didn't say that. I know the name George Strait. Have not heard his music. Have not put a record on, put him on Spotify. Have not done that previous to all of this. So definitely, geez, what a wannabe. Wow, this guy is a jerk off. Okay, amazing. Cool. Also bought this house doing music. Bought my last 4 houses actually doing music. This thing right here. 4 strings is all I need. Okay. Been doing music professionally for going on over 20 years now. Incredible. I've actually been playing music since I was 8. I'm not going to do the math. Listen, I'm a Neanderthal, right? I joke around that I'm a caveman, right? I know the things that I know. I know how I feel about things, and that's about it. But I know about music. I studied it forever. I've been playing it forever. I've done thousands of gigs, right? I've played with musicians on all levels. I've never been so above myself that part of how when I started playing professionally was, I was going to school for music. I was learning music very intensely, but I never wanted to just, there's the 2 different kind of schools of music, if you will. There's people that are studied, right? They can read music, right? They know theory, things like that. And people that just play by ear. And to me, I always just kind of went into this knowing that you got to be able to work with both of them. So I never was like, because I studied music, I'm not going to play with people that are just ear players that don't know theory or whatever. I'm not like that at all. I don't care. I care that the music is good. People that play by ear can do that also. You know? So that's more important to me. But yeah, this guy, sorry I brought you back on the channel. I'm sorry I brought you back on the channel, but you don't know what you're talking about also. So there's that. Okay, anyways. And there are people there's so much music out there. Not everybody is listening to George Strait. I don't care how popular he is. Okay? Not everybody has heard George Strait. I bet you my wife has never heard this stuff. I bet you my mother has never heard this stuff. I bet you it's not even that. I just know it because it's a fact. To think that it's not a fact that someone hasn't heard something is just so narrow. It's so narrow. Okay? Have you listened? I guarantee you haven't listened to the jazz that I've listened to. I'm not sure you can get more American than that, buddy. Than jazz music? Come on. All right. Anyways, what are we talking about? All right. Up next, from the comment section number 41, Don Nelson. What's going on, buddy? Thank you, Justin, for making even the lame comments entertaining. Yeah, I think I just got one. Not yours. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Anyways, yes, thank you. I try. You know, I try. Okay, up next, Mark Zacharo. What's going on? Mark Zacharo. Queen in the Lap of the Gods Revisited, Live Budapest 1986. On another note, this is bringing it back. On another note, the TV on static is a great addition to the new set. Okay, so we've been having this conversation. And I kind of, I've been getting comments in both areas. People that like it, people that don't like it. I just wanted to try it because I thought maybe, it's back there. Maybe it'd be cool to just be on. I don't have anything hooked up to it. I don't have an antenna. I mean, I can get these things or whatever, but like I don't have something hooked up to it, a VHS player or nothing, right? So, but I was like, maybe if I just run static, that might be kind of cool, whatever, because I'm a weirdo like that. So TV on static is a great addition to the new set. The black bar flying up all the time is a great addition. No, I'm not kidding. Really, I'm not. That type of set production costs a fortune. Good for you. That's what I'm saying. To me, I'm like, we got this house, right? They left this. And I get why they left it. It's heavy. It's super heavy. So, but I'm like, I got this old stereo. It works. To me, it works. So I'm like, I'm going to keep it and I'm going to throw it over there. Let me just turn it on. Let's see what that's like. But after so many comments, I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'll just leave it off. I don't know. Maybe I should turn it back on. Should I? All right, there it is. Oh, this is an old video. Try to enjoy the daylight. What's going on? Comments on Reaction Rush Canadian Hall of Fame Juno Awards induction. Okay, I know you watch Rush videos for the clicks. Oh, one of these comments. But you're very cynical. You're welcome. And don't like anything, so I'm done with your channel. Okay, perfect. Sorry I brought you back to the channel by tagging you on this video, but I don't and didn't watch the Rush videos for clicks. I started doing it because I was genuinely interested in it. That's just what it was. If you're not going to, but for other people, if you go back to my very first Rush videos that I did, again, the thing that brought me to them and held me was the music, because I did not go into it. I was one of those people that did not like Geddy's voice. I'm great with it now. I'm great with it. There could be no other voice on Rush's music. That's how I feel about it at this point. But at the time, I didn't like and didn't get into Rush because my dad wasn't listening to Rush, and also nobody in my family was listening to Rush, and I didn't like his voice when I heard stuff like Tom Sawyer. Because you walk into a grocery store, you hear Tom Sawyer, okay? So, like, yes, there are songs of theirs that I heard previously to doing their discography, but we're talking a handful. We're talking Tom Sawyer, Limelight, maybe one other. Maybe one other. So, yeah. And this guy did it he commented this on I think this is a donation request even. So it's like I wasn't even doing it for the clicks. I was doing it because it was a donation request. Anyways. Okay. There's all kinds of people. I get it. All right. Up next. Lina4873. What's going on? Dire Straits, your latest trick, Brothers in Arms. JP, who are your top 5 favorite bass players? Okay. This is a little bit difficult because there are great bass players, and there are bass players that that I'm a musician, okay? So I happen to play the bass, right? Bass is my instrument. But I think of it just more overall, like as a musician, even as a producer, right? Just like someone who can make and create music and recordings and things like that. I would say that my favorite bass players, let me also add, there was a period, specifically when I was studying the bass, when I was first playing the bass, my first several, years, where I was really paying attention to this kind of thing, like studying bass players, right? Obviously not well enough because I wasn't studying people like Geddy Lee or Chris Squire, right? That's not, like, I wasn't studying those people. I was studying James Jamerson. I was studying jazz bass players. And then also just music in general, right? Just music overall, and then studying how to play the bass, performing, right? Playing the bass. Not so much how a lot of other people, I would say, let's call it secular people, all right? Let's call it secular people, non-musicians, kind of think of it, like in terms of like your favorite bass players. Or like Jocko, right? Studying a lot of Jocko, right? So I would say, yeah, James Jamerson. I love James Jamerson. I love Jocko. I feel like I probably am definitely more on the James Jamerson spectrum than the Jocko spectrum, right? Because I don't have those kinds of chops, right? But I really love the counterpoint and just the overall music, like what happens with music when you're James Jamerson. Because I like music, period, right? I'm not, while I did listen to players like Victor Wooten, right, and have their albums, I remember getting Show of Hands and being like, that's one guy? That's not 3? Like, incredible. But I'm not that type of player. I never was. I'm not trying to be. And especially as a bass player, even though I do, like, right now I have a project, Spirit of Earth, right, which is just me. To me, I like, as a bass player, playing with a group. I like music, playing with people. I like that. I'm very good at that. I'm very good at my role in that, right? So that's what I like doing. And what informs me to do that and do that well is not just specifically listening to bass players, but specifically just listening to music. Just listening to music, transcribing music, intentionally listening to music, right? Listening intently, intentionally listening to music. Those things. So, yeah, I love James Jamerson. For Once in My Life, one of the best bass albums, period. Stevie Wonder, For Once in My Life. That whole album. I'm not talking about just that song. I'm talking about the whole album. Fantastic, incredible, and a lot of Stevie Wonder songs. I love Stevie Wonder also, right? Incredible bass playing throughout Stevie Wonder's career, right? Both by Stevie Wonder, James Jamerson, Nathan Watts. Incredible bass playing, right? Incredible bass playing. I did my final project at college was on Stevie Wonder bass lines. Only Stevie Wonder and Nathan Watts, because so much has already been done on James Jamerson, right? Staying in the Shadows, Motown, all that kind of thing. Love all that stuff. And then also Jocko, right? Studied a ton of Jocko. If you're a bass player, that has to be in there, right? Has to be in there. basically. I mean, I'm sure that there are people that would say, like, if you're a bass player, Chris Squire has to be in, you know, different bass players like that have to be in there. But again, there's a lot of rock music and specifically classic rock stuff that I didn't listen to growing up. I listened to some, but not a lot. Like, I didn't grow up listening to Pink Floyd or Yes or Rush or who else is classic, or Rolling Stones. I didn't start listening to Rolling Stones until I was damn near in my 30s. You know? It's not that I hadn't heard it, it's that I didn't have any of their records. I listened to Zeppelin. My dad was listening to Zeppelin. I had Zeppelin 4 when I was a kid. So, and Jimi Hendrix, but not Stones. Didn't have any Stones. I love Rolling Stones. I love a lot of their music. I don't listen to it for the bass playing. I listen to it for the music. That's why I listen to music, not specifically for the bass playing. Again, I had that period in my life. So again, I haven't given you 5 people because I just don't, that's not how I operate. That's not how I think about it. There's a ton of incredible bass players, both like old school music, right? People that are not with us anymore, all that, and also current people, incredible bass players currently, really. But people that have influenced me, James Jamerson for sure. James Jamerson, love James Jamerson. And yeah, I'm sure that there's others, but that's what it is. Paul McCartney's obviously also great if you're talking about in the context of music, of songs. I like that kind of thing, right? I am less into, even though I listen to it, right? I've listened to Michael Manring's records, talking about like just solo bass players in that kind of way. You know, Victor Wooten again, just different like bass players like that. But I never wanted to be that kind of bass player. I'm a slower bass player than that. If that makes sense. That's not to say that I can't play a ton of notes and play them fast, but it just doesn't, it's just not my style. So anyways, all right. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll do another comment section video. I'll catch you then. Later.